Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. So, the Honorable Mrs. Wiwit Eva Stafitri, as a lecturer for in English for specific purpose subject, and all of my friends that I love. First of all, we want to say thank you for watching this video presentation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us in every condition. Amin. So, this presentation is related with our subject, that is English for specific purpose. Is more specific that there is a brief summary on English for specific purpose, ESP itself. We will talk about so today we will talk about the ESP itself, need analysis, and also course design. So before we start our presentation, let me introduce our group member. First one is Aurynnatasya. The second one is Nur Zikri Amalia. And also me, Muhammad Sulton Rizal. The next one is Budi Utomo. And the last is Nurul Hikmah. So, let's begin our presentation. Start with the definition of English for specific purpose. Why we have to learn about ESP? Because in some situation, English is used to be learned by non-English learner. That saying by Hutchinson and Weathers, 1987. The definition of English for specific purpose is English course designed by identifying and analyze the linguistic characteristic of specialist work field study and the needs of particular group of the learner. And also supported by Bas Turkman 2010, he stated that ESP courses are directed in focusing a specific field rather than a general English, because they concentrate on analyzing a learner needs, and also the learner can be from air traffic controller, engineering, science, business, and etc. And also the definition of ESP according to Paltridge and Starfield 2013, English for specific purpose is a teaching and learning English as a second or a foreign language which has the goal as a learner are capable to use English in particular field. So, based on three definitions above, we may conclude that ESP is used to teaching English for the specific learner. The next slide is about the difference between EAP and EOP. We know that EAP and EOP is a part of ESP. EAP itself is an acronym from English for academic purpose. EAP designed for the learner who's studying English in order to succeed in their academic career. For example, from the medical student, they have to learn English to succeed in their study. And also the law student, they have to learn English to being succeed in their study, to law study. On the other hand, EOP is the acronym from English for occupational purpose. EOP is designed to cover a situation which learners are studying English for work-related reason. For example, English for secretary. The secretary have to learn English for they can to communicate with the customer in English itself. And also English, the banker have to master English because they have to communicate with the customer. also with the customer. So the difference between EAP and EOP can be from EAP is more institutional, like in school. For example, in Indonesia, we know that there is vocational high school. However, EOP is more like in English courses. That's the difference. Move to the advantages of English for specific purpose. According to the Evan and John 1998, English for specific purpose is designed to meet the specific needs of the learner. This makes an assumption that ESP will improve learners' motivation and make learning better and faster. Moreover, ESP is not focused on only to learn the language but also how to use the language. For example, here I got the example. The learner from medical subject are motivated in learning English because they learn about how to deliver a speech in some communicative situation. So here we make underline the advantages of ESP is the learner are more motivation because they learn the English based on their needs, and also it improve them in study. It makes them to learning better and faster. I think that's all. The next slide will be delivered by Nurul. Thank you.
According to Evans and John on 1998, there are 5 key roles of ESP practitioner. First, as a teacher. Second, as a collaborator. It means ESP practitioner must work closely with the field specialist or learner to meet the special needs of learners, adopt the methodology, and also the target disciplinary activities. Next role, as a course designer and material provider. And the fourth role, as a researcher to find out the material in accordance to the target field. And the last one, as a evaluator to find out the result or the achievement of ESP. And then, where does English for vocational high school belong, EAP or EOP? In our opinion, Indonesian Vocational High School belongs to English academic purpose. Based on the Mahbub 2019, students there have to do the several tasks, for example, school tasks and also national examination. Now next, go to the definition of needs. According to Helen on Outreach and Starfield 2013, needs is an umbrella term that embraces many aspects, incorporating learners' goals and backgrounds, the target of their English proficiency, their teaching learning preferences, the reason for taking the course, and also the situation they will need to communicate in. So, needs can involve the learners know, don't know, or want to know.
Okay, after my friend explained about the definition of needs, now I will explain about the definition of need analysis. Based on Basterman 2010, ESP course design usually includes a stage in which the course developers identify what specific language and skill the group of language learner will need. The identification of language and skills is used in determining and refining the content for the ESP course. It can also be used to assess learners and learning at the end of the course. This process is termed need analysis. We can know that from that definitions, need analysis is some of stage where it is applied in order to find what students need and achieving specific teaching objective. Next, the function of need analysis. Based on Partridge and Starfield in 2013, need analysis carried out to establish the what and the how of a course. It is the first stage in ESP course development, and then next followed by the curriculum design, material selections, methodology, assessment, and evaluations. Uh, However, this stage should not be seen as separate proceeding in linear fashion. So, from that explanations, we know that the function of need analysis is used to identify what learner needs and determine the areas in which they are lacking skill and how they will learn. And then next, in order to collect the data for need analysis, Basterman 2010 divides some number of forms, and those are, the first is questionnaires, and then second is interviews, and then the third is observation of interactions and analysis of language use in the target situations, and then the last is test of performance and ESP learner in target situations. Okay, next slide will be presented by my friends Budi.
Okay, for number 10, it is very important for the teacher to be good at selecting the material, because how good and ready the learner will be, it very depends on the input given by the lecturer. The appropriate material must be chosen based on the student's specific needs. Basically, teacher here as the filter of the material will be taught to the students. It could be the authentic one or teacher generated the material, but both of them must fulfill the curriculum goal. And the next one is the important aspect of course design. Need analysis is key component in ESP course design and development. John and Pris Masada 2001 page 49 argue that it is an obligatory step. In every genuine ESP course, needs assessment is obligatory, and in many programs, an ongoing need assessment is integral to curriculum design and evaluation. And here is the parameter of making course design based on Hutchinson T and Waters A 1987. There are 5 points there. The first one, what resources are available? The second one, who are the learners? The third one, when will ESP course take place? And the fourth one, where will the ESP course take place? And the last one, how do the learners learn?
Okay, next, what will a good material provider be able to do? According to Hutchinson and Water, 1987, the material design should start determining their purpose or asking them about what material are supposed to do. And there are 4 elements of ESP design material. First, the input. The input here can be any communication pieces such as a text, video, dialogue, and etc. that relevant to the needs identified, which provides stimulus material for activities, new language item, correct model of language use, topic of communications, opportunities for learner to use their information processing skill, and also their existing knowledge of language and subject matter. Second, the content. The content focus remind that language should not be considered as an end in itself, but the content have to consider as to convey the informations. Third, the language focus. The language focus gives students a chance to take the language apart, study it carefully, and put it back together. The aim to enable students to use the foreign language they are learning in communicative tasks for which they have the necessary language knowledge. And the last, the task. The task here should be communicative and can give students a chance to use the content and also the language knowledge that they have built up. And next is teacher-generated material. According to Dorda 2008, she stated that teacher-generated material is material specifically generated from the teacher that teach ESP. And there are some factors that need to be considered in generating the material, such as matching career content to the real content, providing variety, grading exercises, and also presenting the material well. Next is learner-generated material. According to Anis et al. 2012, they stated that learner-generated material is the material specifically generated by the learners for their own learning experiences. Learner-generated material here like learner plan the activities. The learner can remove the difficulty to balance the level and appropriateness of career and real content, and also they can set a context or a framework. Also, they can fit their own career content and their existing language competence. Okay, I think that's all from our group presentation. Thank you so much for your attentions. Have a good day and stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.